Yo, hey guys, I just wanted to share a quick awesome tip in how to rid social anxiety. This is something that I know many of us struggle with on a day-to-day basis, and this is also something that hits home for me because I used to be like the most socially anxious, shy kid you would ever meet. Every time I would meet a new person, my face would go bright red like a tomato. I'd get the clammy hands. My heart would beat so freaking hard and fast that it felt like it was gonna burst out of my chest. I'd get the butterflies in the stomach, like everything. And it took me a long time to get over it. In fact, not only through all of school, but even past high school, I was still getting really, really anxious. And I was incredibly shy. Like, I remember even in school, in primary school, asking the teacher to go to the toilet was like so terrifying for me that I didn't ask the teacher until I got to that point where I was about to like piss my pants. I shit you not. And oral presentations, that was the most terrifying thing in the world, where I'd actually lose sleep over that stuff. So yeah, you can ask any of my closest friends and they'll tell you I was the shyest person ever. I'm not joking. Now, the first thing that I really want to tell you guys that's important is when your body is starting to communicate with you, right? And you're getting the increased heart rate, the sweaty palms and all that kind of stuff, don't judge it, because that's the big mistake that we do, is that we judge what our body is telling us, and our body never lies. The autonomic nervous system is so freaking intelligent that it can do all these functions simultaneously, like beating your heart, helping you breathe, regrowing cells, growing your nails, all these things that you aren't even consciously aware of. And I've noticed, especially within this modern society, we are so disconnected with our body that our brain often misinterprets what our body's trying to tell us. Because we've actually got three brains. We've got a head brain, a heart brain, and our gut brain. And it has been scientifically proven that our gut, for example, does have a lot of neurotransmitters that communicates with our brains. So it's not just our brain that has intelligence, okay? Now, when we do feel the butterflies in the stomach, your clammy hands, your heart rate goes up because you have to approach someone, like you have to meet someone new, let's say, which can be very terrifying, especially those of you who have social anxiety. That's actually your body telling you to do it. And it's your head that's coming up with all these bullshit stories and illusions about something bad that's going to happen. Because that's what anxiety and fear is, right? It's making up stories that don't even exist. It convinces you that something bad might happen when in fact nothing. It's all good, right? You're still going to be breathing, you're still going to be alive. So a good tip, what I would recommend for you guys, is to get even a part-time or even a casual job at retail or sales, somewhere where you're going to deal with people day in, day out. Now, I got a job in sales last year, and I specifically got a job in retail because I was afraid of talking to people, and I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone. And now now talking and meeting new people is like, I get no nerves whatsoever. It's like normal for me now. And that's the thing, because when you spend time in your uncomfort zone talking to people, you start to build a resilience and a tolerance until that becomes normal. So I know that this is not some magic pill or technique that is easy to do, but it's the only way to truly get rid of it. And that's the same deal with facing any fear. The only way you can get through it is by facing it. Now, I know that there's many tips and techniques, but the best one is seriously just to do the thing that makes you afraid. And if you don't want to get a job in retail or sales or anything like that, then do something that's going to expose you to a large amount of people as much as possible. Even if it's going in the middle of the street and talking to random strangers, or going to a bar, right, and talking to girls. It's going to be terrifying at the start, but then you get over it and it's going to be normal. You just got to get over that initial rush of anxiety, because it's always going to be the scariest at the start, and your head's going to come up with all these bullshit excuses to tell you to bail out. And because we've been so disconnected with our bodies, every time we feel anxious, we run away in the corner, we avoid the confrontation when our body is actually telling us to do it in the first place. And that's something that I found very interesting. When I found this out, man, I've never looked at anxiety the same. And of course, eat healthy, exercise, and freaking breathe into your balls, because you're going to notice that every time you get anxious, your breath gets extremely shallow, and most of us aren't even aware of the fact that our breath is shallow. So every single time you feel socially anxious, breathe. Seriously, do some deep breathing into your gut. That's going to help you so much. And just ground yourself. Because what happens when we get anxious? We're all up in our head, right? All the heat rises to our head, our face gets red. So we really got to push that energy down back into our bodies, back into our gut, back into our balls. So breathe deeply and expose yourself to as many people as you possibly can, even if it is getting a part-time job in retail or sales. And this tip might not sound incredible, but it works. That's the thing. And this tip hasn't just worked for me, but it's worked for many, many people, all right? So just give it a shot. And if you really, really want to fast track your progress, instead of getting a job in sales or retail, join a network marketing company, because they force you to really go deep and have those webinars and make presentations and call people that you actually know instead of just strangers and having those deep conversations. That's only if you really, really want to fast track your progress. But yeah, I know so many people who've gone from the most shyest person ever to the most confident person who isn't afraid to talk to anybody and can even speak in front of 1,000 people. I'm still working on this myself. Like, the thought of me going up on stage and talking to 1,000 people sounds terrifying for me, but that's exactly why I have to do it, and eventually will get to that stage. I remember even me recording my first video was the most terrifying thing ever, man. I had all this cotton mouth, I was like sweaty, I was anxious. That video took me freaking hours to make. Go watch it, like my first ayahuasca experience. It was terrifying. I almost didn't even put it up, but I had to, because I was afraid to do it. And then the more videos I make, the more comfortable I get in front of camera, the better speaker I become. And that's just with anything in life. So yeah, guys, I really invite you guys to go out and try it, because that's going to give you the most gains. Okay, you can read as many self-development books on tips on how to reduce social anxiety, but the thing that's going to work the best is actually going out there and doing the thing that makes you the most socially anxious. I know it's a bit of a paradox and it sucks, but it's just the way it is, right? Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.